Hey, how's it going? So today I got a new Imbue Hunter build for you. The new mini set was released, and with that new mini set, we actually got new cards that help us out, specifically with this deck here. Let's go ahead and look into this and see what changes we've made with Imbue Hunter. So we have Fetch. We want to go ahead and draw minions, specifically King Plush or Magma Hound. We have Glacial Shard just for the defense. I added a Scout, which typically you won't see. I added it specifically for the 2 or 3 cards that we have for discoverability. We use tracking to discover cards, and then we can go ahead and get a copy with Scout, which is overall pretty good. Birdwatching as well helps us discover. So right here we have 4 cards off the bat, which we can use a Scout with. I only have 1, just because I feel like 2 would have been a little bit too much, or a dead draw in the, essentially. So we have the typical engine for imbuing, which is a Knight. We added Bursting Shot, as it's really good to deal damage to the opponent's monsters. Exotic Houndmaster, which is typical of the engine. Sanctuary as well. I have a quick shot in here just because I needed extra damage. I think typically instead of quick shot, you might see 2 of the Wound Prey, which could be ran, but honestly, I feel like 1 damage and then 1 Hyena was okay. I've been needing to use more 3 damage killers, which is why I have the quick shot here. And on the very rare chance that you don't have any cards in your hand, you can draw a card. Sing Along Buddy is essential for this deck as well for a hero power use. We have Petal Picker, which is one of the new cards, which allows us to draw 2 cards, so we have 2 of those. Spirit Bonds is really good, as you can deal 3 damage. Like I said, it's important nowadays, or just summon 2 Wolves with Rush. I have 2 of the Tending Dragonkin, as it allows us to copy the lowest cost beast in our hand. And with our Imbue, the good thing about it is that it reduces the cost of our monsters but increases their attack. So Tending Dragonkin alongside the Scout will typically go ahead and aim to copy Magma Hound and King Plush. If we go down here, we go to Flutterwing, which is usual of the engine. Umbraclaw is also typically usual, but you can choose whether or not you want to run it. But for our instances, we do run it just because of that rush and of course that imbue power. One of the changes that I have in my build is that I have Magma Hound. Basically, let me read it to you. If you attack and it survives, it deals its attack damage split amongst all enemies. So you can attack essentially something low so that it doesn't die, and then split the attack, which hopefully will be high enough if you go ahead and imbue it. And then that's why we have it here. If we can discover more and make it go lower during the cost, then it'll be really good for us to not only do a lot of damage, but essentially if it's late game and we just need to hit those last few hit points or life points, then this will help us out tremendously. And then of course the main engine, and the one that you'll typically see in a lot of builds, is King Plush, as you can go ahead and lower the cost. By turn 6 you should be able to summon it with about 15 attack, and if you use the Dragonkin, then you'll have 2 of them to be able to summon. The cost for the King Plush might be as low as 0, and then you'll be able to summon 2 for a total of 30 damage. In case somehow they have a stronger monster or you're unable to get through to them, then that's why we use Magma Hound. So let's go ahead and jump into some games and then see how we do. All right, so we're playing against Shaman. I believe that the decks that we do want to look out for are Rogue or Paladin. Those are typically the 2 that I would say are probably tier 1 right now. Everything else is probably around tier 2. But there isn't really anything else out there that can threaten us. The main thing is being able to get our cards and then use them by turn 6. However, if our opponent happens to swarm the field before then and take us out before then of course that's going to be a big issue. We weren't able to discover our Magma Hound or King Plush, but it's okay, because we do have other ways of discovering them or getting them to our hand. Plus, we also have the Scout. But we do have other methods of discovering our King Plush or Magma Hound. Especially if we use our Scout, then we'll go ahead and be able to copy them as well. So we're not too worried. Okay, so they're basically going to swarm the field, which is why we need to go ahead and try to get rid of them as soon as we can. So let's go ahead and shoot our shots. Let's see what happens. Okay, not bad. And then we can just probably fix it. Next, we're probably gonna use our Flutterwing Guardian. Fortunately, we haven't been able to imbue, so yeah, that finally there. What are you gonna do? Gain for armor? Okay, not bad, I guess. Wow, that's a good counter. A great counter, actually. Okay, so this is where our engine starts. Let's go ahead and get started. We got our King Plush. We can go ahead and copy it off the bat, but let's go ahead and draw some cards. I'm going to go ahead and bait them as well. Put that down. They're probably wondering what's going on, especially if they've seen the builds. I feel like a lot of viewers obviously want to see like the new builds, the new meta. So they're probably like, what's going on here? Yep, perfect. Have them waste a card there. And now I can go ahead and worry about some other stuff here. Go for it. And then here I have to decide whether I want to cover, which I probably will. We're definitely gonna need that for our engine as well. And then now let's go ahead and do this. Take care of that. King Plush is at 9 attack. If we use this next turn, with that, that's 4 mana. King Plush will go down 6. It'll be 0/0. Then we can summon this and win. Pretty much. I haven't seen an asteroid deck in a while. It used to be one of my favorite decks to use too. It was just so fun to use. So yeah, I can combo off here 2, 4, 7. I don't think it'll be enough to kill him. It would have been nice to use another one, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and use it. So we have 2 for 30. When I could do a little bit more damage, that would have been game, but it's okay. Let's do it. And then we have damage, like I mentioned before. So we should be good to go next turn, no matter what, unless they get like 10 shield. Or they take us out. It can happen. But typically the build will let you win just like that with 15-15 by turn 6 or 7. I like my build specifically just because you get a little bit more out of it in case, you know, they have a swarm of a field and you're about to die. You can at least defend yourself a little bit more than the typical build, I would say. So let's go ahead and get another match. Hopefully we can get a different hero as well. So we're playing against a mage. Although it would be nice to, let's say, start off with Plush, I think we need our Imbue engine first. So we're gonna do that. And then again, I can discover it with tracking and get a copy off the bat with Scout. And I can summon 3 Plush potentially, maybe even more. So let's see what crazy stuff we can do. We can also go for Magma Hound and kind of test that one out so you can see it. Even then, I can already draw a beast off the bat. Let's do that and then save it. Okay. Did it not say beast? Oh, a minion. Okay. That is a beast. I was like, oh. Okay. Imbue or discover? Let's go with Imbue. By petal and sword. Keep imbuing. She would start discovering what to do. Let's discover, I suppose. Why not? That's fine. That is fine. I guess this. Thorn in your side. All better. Do this, get our Plush, use it. Hopefully it goes to Plush. It went to that one, that's fine. We'll summon this next turn. Protoss Mage, summon your Protoss. Oh, your rat. Los. See, that's the one thing too. People are gonna start taking rats and taking that other card that messes with your hero power, which is why I also have Magma Hound, because even on summon, you just, you know, power it up as well and you don't lose anything, you still do damage. Let's do this first. Let's see what happens. Okay. Give me your paw. They have to be teching against this deck, I guess. Just because it's popular, I would say I would be teching against it. At least with the rat. But with all the other decks that I have, they always use rat and it helps me out. So, yeah. I don't know. Well, if I use this, we get another beast, which would be... Well, maybe I can try to use Magma Hound, huh? Let's do it. All better. Let's use Magma Hound. I could also discover a minion. Sing along buddy would be nice. It could have been safe and won the game with Plush, but I want you to see Magma Hound, so let's go ahead and do that. Since they're using Protoss, then they're probably gonna aim to either summon heroes or whatever you call them to combine. Um, Summon that laser shooting thing that does it twice. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see if it works. Two Magma Hounds. Do you have anything to wipe my board? Your laser? Or yeah, you discover a really strong spell. I do have another plush though, so that's fine. Okay. That's game. That is game, my friends. Watch this. How we do this. How we do this. This is why I do my theory crafting, you know? That is why I do my theory crafting. You have to understand. I think outside the box. I don't just copy paste the same deck that everybody's using most of the time. I try to switch one or two cards. But yeah, that's it. I mean, this might not be as accurate, let's say, as a typical King Plush. Maybe it is. But you saw how I played around it with the Magma Hound. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this build for now. It's different. I like being different. I don't want to just have what everybody has. Unless my build is like trash, complete trash in here, you know? I'll copy what makes me win too. Okay, well, that's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the description box so you can learn more about the channel and then also see my current schedules. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm typically posting on weekends. That's when I have the time to do it. Right now we're streaming Doom. I'm getting my new PC build done as well, so I hope to bring perhaps other games. But for now, enjoy. I'll see you next time.